Can we imagine that Bach Boy's voice? Can we just imagine that Bach Boy's voice is just what Craig sounds like?
Yeah, but it's just Bach. It just says Bach all the time.
Bach.
Or it speaks in Draconic, and that's just even more terrifying.
Yeah, David, where's the extension for Craig so he speaks in Draconic?
Is Bach already a draconic word?
Who may never know.
We'll see if someone's made a draconic translator and see if that comes out. Oh, it, it is a word,
Hopefully-
apparently.
Bach is a word?
It means coward. Bach means coward.
That's perfect. I love that so much that this little tiny Bok Choy boy just looks at him and goes, "Coward."
Oh man, that is
We're all cowards.
good. I'm so happy.
The alternative flavor for that is that by being called Buck Boy, he just is called Coward Boy, and he's basically like a Pokemon saying his own name. So I don't know. Maybe he's calling himself a coward. Who knows?
It's true. He could be.
All right. Last we left off, you guys woke up with terrible headaches, and then Elvis shared that Valkyrie wants out and wants her help. You guys went to go talk to Calatarn to see if she could help you. To which she said that she could, but she really wants to get her ritual perfected first, which requires someone of equivalent authority to her.
Mhm.
Right. We talked about this concept of authority last time. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say we sacrifice the Bok Choy to become a snake person.
You say this, but David and I did have a conversation about that on the drive to hockey the other week.
I'm gonna say, I'm like, it's an option.
You aren't touching my son, though. I just got this son.
But he'd be so powerful. He would still be your son. He'd just grow up really fast.
All right. But I think that's where we left the session off. Is Skeletarn explaining to you that I think the other option was you guys could try and pool your authority together in order to help out with this ritual. However, doing so would require a bit more power and some other variety of focusing device in order to do that. Because the more people it's spread across, the more difficult the actual magic is.
Sure. So, in lieu of, I guess, each of us just trying to get as strong as possible, we do need really someone who's willing to sacrifice themselves in that way, or at least they're.
Or you can find someone in the grove who can do it. You can do all sorts of things. I'd even say that if if Jalen manages to get Methania healed enough to be able to exit the bottle safely, or the exit the amulet safely, Methania is probably has enough authority to assist in this.
Okay.
But as it stands right now, Methania is not strong enough to leave her amulet.
Sure. And just as a more of a reminder from last session, did Calatarn give an indication of how, I guess, urgent this process was?
No, there's no urgency to it, other than basically that's her requirement for helping you guys to get out of the grove.
Right.
So like that's the extent of the urgency it is, as far as you guys are urgent to get out of the grove.
And also to help Valkyrie, I suppose, and as a linked thing.
So do we
Yeah.
want
Right.
to pursue this avenue and like see if we can convince somebody or find a focus, or do we just want to go ask somebody else if they can help?
I don't know who else might have this much power in the Grove. I mean, there's our mystery older man, Malachi. He's potentially got some unknown level of power, but we don't know what that is.
Who's the other one that
I
lives
don't-
in the woods?
Mumbara has a decent amount of power. I'm not sure if she'd have the right authority for this, but that's just something you could go and talk to her about.
She, even if she cannot help directly, maybe she knows someone who can.
It's
Actually,
worth asking.
Potentially.
I forget, but did Kyle Katarn say last time why she couldn't just use her other snake friend?
Because the ritual as it stands right now, it won't work on Whis or Rotox yet, because that's the point of this, advancement to the ritual you guys will be doing. As it stands right now, once you are a Yanti, you basically can't redo the ritual. But the idea is that after the magic is solidified, that this ritual would be able to, fix Rotox is the ideal.
Are there any like intelligence requirements for the spell to work? Or could you just do it on a rock?
I think she probably would explain that it requires a fully functional soul. So rocks and animals don't go count for that.
What if you cast Awakening on a rock? Then does it have a soul?
Awaken
no.
only works on plants, unfortunately, and animals.
Okay. If you cast Awakening on a plant, does it have a soul?
I mean, yes,
Don't we still
it
have
does.
the carrot?
Yeah, but I'm talking like because last I checked, Amanda has at least 2 to 3 different ways to make inanimate objects mildly sentient, at least.
Yeah, that's true. I also have. Well, wait. Okay. How? How? Okay. Okay. Just all right. Okay, hear me out. Does my bag of tricks, those collective, are there soul, like the animals in the bag of tricks? Do they have souls, and do those collective souls?
I believe that we decided that the bag has 3 souls in it, and
Yes.
it will take whatever form is randomly selected when you pull one out.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I had to add.
But do they have souls?
Yeah.
I think we did decide that the bag has 3 souls, and the animals that come out have a soul. To the extent I believe we decided that they become fully sentient if they were awakened. So
All right, so it seems we have a few options. We could either wait for my patron to be strong enough to help out personally, which we have no idea how long that would take, and it does seem time is at least somewhat of the essence. So outside of this, we have the option of one of us sacrificing or finding someone inside the grove that is willing to give up their form at least to become a snake person. So that is maybe an option. And I suppose the other option is just for all of us to potentially be strong enough to put our combined efforts into the middle all at once.
but I want to remind you, for that last option, you will need something to focus your guys' intent, because the main problem with more people in there is that your intents are not exactly the same and so that dissonance can make it more difficult.
You'll have to remind me again. I only vaguely remember the conversation we had with Kyle Atarn last time. Did they mention what a focus would be?
I don't think so. I don't think Calatarn specifically knows what kind of thing to do, but other than yeah, she doesn't know exactly what could accomplish it, but she knows that it would be necessary.
Okay. Hmm.
Well, to be honest, that option does sound actually the best to me at this time. Finding some way of combining our efforts in all at once. I don't know what sort of magic would be required here, but we are all strong magic users, and perhaps I feel like there are definitely unexplored avenues with Malachi. Perhaps he seems to have all sorts of items right in his house, in that area. Perhaps he has something we could use to focus using our power in there.
Malachi's stuff does not have magic anymore. All of those things their magic has been sucked out. However, there is the shed at Maribel's with many items, magical and not.
Yes.
But we may check there and see what we could find that could possibly help, either with the ritual or in contacting a higher power to open the grove, as we were told before that could work.
Okay, so perhaps our first it's worth a check at the very least. Perhaps the shed will be the first place.
Yeah.
All right. We're heading over to the shed. You guys approach the shed. If you'd like, you can give me investigation checks in order to see what you find.
Yes.
Do I roll dice? Hold on.
The 19.
All right.
Kills.
I got a 10.
I got a
Okay.
7.
All right.
I got a 26.
All right. Half of it passes. All right. So I think yeah, I want to give you something here. All right. So I think what you guys are going to come across here, while searching through this shed, is you find this is like you got like I assume you had like detect magic up, and you guys are like identifying things if you can. I think you guys find a pair of earrings, which give off a significant amount of if I remember what school this is. Divination.
Okay. So, I guess I don't know how well versed any of us are in magic in the group. Like on the scholarly side, I guess. Does anyone have any idea what these might be used for?
Roll for it.
Yeah, you guys can give me Arcana checks probably.
Cool.
I'd like to help.
Chance for a religion check.
I don't think this particular object has any religious significance, so I don't think religion is going to get you anything.
Could I use the help action on Hella?
Sure.
Good call. Another 26.
Got an 8.
Okay, yeah. I think you guys are going to figure out then that these basically these earrings function as a telepathic connection between whichever creatures are wearing it.
The fusion earrings?
I was considering it, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I don't know how I'd ever figure out how to actually run that. Because I don't see how fusion could be accomplished in any balanced sense.
Balance is for chumps.
But basically these earrings provide a telepathic connection between whoever's wearing it. This could help you guys overcome the intent dissonance if you guys are telepathically connected.
But this
We
would
don't
only
need
work
to
for 2 people. Yeah. Well, who is the 2 strongest mages here? I'm inclined to believe it's Hella. You seem to be very skilled in the way of magic.
Yeah.
And I think then it's maybe between Elvis or Craig about who is the other strongest.
I guess.
Sorry, Craig is now one of the magic users?
Yes, he's very powerful. He's been here this whole time.
I don't. Well, wait. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what qualifies that because it's not exactly one of my strongest skills.
It's I think it's more about what you've
probably-
done.
Okay.
That sounds like I'm a teacher telling you off. It's what you've done. It's not what you didn't do. No, I mean I've seen you do some pretty impressive things so far since I first met you. I feel like you've got a lot of potential or just raw magical power, maybe.
Well, I suppose I could give it a shot.
I just don't know if 2 people will be strong enough to by themselves, even with this telepathic link. We can certainly try, but it's I'd be concerned about the effects if it goes wrong.
Mm.
Did Khaled? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I don't mean to shut you guys down or anything, but I think it's more fair for me to explain this. I think Calatarn probably would have explained that she would probably need all 4 of you in order to be the strength that she needed.
Right,
2 will not be enough.
However, it at least cuts off the struggle a bit for the dissonance between. So at least 2
True.
people are more connected.
So
Sweet.
if you can find a way to hook in the other 2, then that would probably get you where you want to go.
Hmm.
Me looking at my spells, like, is there anything I have for this?
Duplicate magic item? Surely that's one.
Yeah. Double it and give it to the next person.
I mean, there are artificers in town.
Oh, well,
Hmm.
interesting.
Who's the artificer?
The Nickets?
No, Martha and Rick.
Oh, that's right. They're artificers. I
That's a
forget
great
that
point.
science is like magic in this world sometimes. Well, yeah, let's ask our slimoid friend and his wife.
Mm-hmm. The one whose
Right.
marriage you tried to break apart.
That's not true. That's not what happened in that scene.
That's a vicious rumor.
Slanderous lies
Right.
about Hella's character.
I read it in a
Ella
tabloid
is not a
somewhere.
homewrecker.
Not yet. Give him time.
Yeah, he'll grow into it.
Now, once that genie comes out of the amulet, then he'll be a homewrecker.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh no.
Do you know how hilarious it'd be to have the title of Step God? I'm there. That'd be funny.
I mean, Hela does sound like a pretty good name for some sort of worshipable being.
Yeah.
All right. You guys make it all the way over to Martha and Rick's place. And I think you probably get there, and the door is probably even open as Martha and Rick are like running around doing a lot of science stuff. You see, there's tons of equipment and beakers that are like even being set out like outside just to make sure there's enough space for them.
I guess we
Much for a
can
controlled
help.
environment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
To be fair, the Grove is one of the most controlled environments to ever exist.
Right.
Every room is room temperature. Exactly. It never changes.
Oh, no. It's the room temperature room.
I can't
The
tell when
room,
the air
you
ends my
say?
skin
Exactly.
begins. All right. I guess we can hail them over. What are you guys making?
Oh, Martha looks over to you like, where we picked up on some strangeness this morning. I I I assume you guys woke up with headaches too, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely. It's awful.
So as far as I can tell, that was caused because the barometric pressure in the Grove is up by 10% today.
That's uncalled for.
Extremely, because the barometric pressure has been consistent every day since we've been here.
And even once we've been here, it hasn't changed at all, right?
There's no weather here. It would never change.
Hmm. Do you have any idea what may have caused this?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
The
Is there anything we can help with?
I mean, if you got theories or if you got any leads, then that'd be helpful. But as it stands right now, we're just trying to test whatever we can.
Well, as much as I wouldn't like to put the blame on us, I mean, this has changed within a relatively short time of us being here, so perhaps it is something one of us brought in. I don't know.
Perhaps that's possible.
What if it's
Though
not
why?
something that's already here, but something that's coming here? What if
Oh?
something is breaching the seal and it's causing some changes?
Yeah, it could be a rift. Oh, there's already an opening in the grove somewhere.
I mean, that's possible, I guess. I don't know how I'd find a way to observe that, but um,
Well, when different people enter the grove, like when we first arrived, did that change the weather at all?
no, no, there was no effect on the Grove itself when you guys entered.
Okay. Well, I hope you're able to figure this out. This is, I hope the headaches do not continue at least.
I suspect they will is the thing. Even just today, like we've observed that the pressure has increased another 2%. So
Oof.
I suspect I don't have enough data to be able to make a accurate prediction, but this could get bad real quick if the pressure keeps rising.
I see. I'm assuming, I guess this is most of the party, but I say, I'm assuming this has nothing to do with the other things we're researching at the moment. I don't imagine they're
I
linked.
don't know.
Alex just shakes her head like, no, it wouldn't make sense.
Well, if we can help, if you need any hand with some of your science things, I'd be willing to at least try and help in any way I can.
Oh yeah, of course. Actually, it will be perfect. Would you mind doing some measurements for me? Because if I have a theory, I need to confirm though. She pulls out or she runs back inside, pulls out a super long length measuring rope. Or yeah, or it's more of it's just like it's a bag with a measuring rope coming out of it, and she hands it to you. Says, "Can you measure the width of the grove, please?" And then we can, because theory, if the grove's boundaries are shrinking, then that would increase the pressure inside, assuming air can't get out.
Ah, that would be pretty concerning.
It would be
Yes,
concerning.
well,
So,
I can fly.
so-
I could fly to the other side, and maybe Alex, would you want to take the other end of the rope and we sort of stretch it tight between two opposite points?
Yeah, I can do that. Of course, Veshnir's been here, the whole time. This just giant walking cacophony of bones.
Veshnir is only there when you observe him. He is Schrodinger's Veshnir.
Yes, exactly. I mean, technically, I could use I have a spell for him, but that's up to
That's
GM
fun.
discretion.
No, he's there when you observe him. That's it.
Okay.
He's just very, very sneaky.
He is a sneaky pile of bones.
All right, so let's get this rope going and see if we can figure out how
All right.
big this thing is.
David just
Right,
like,
so-
and now a strength check to see if you can keep a hold of the rope.
No, I'm not going to do that. So while Alex and Jalen are doing that, Martha's going to look to Helva and Elvis and say, "So, well, that's going on. Well, what do you want to see us about? What's up?"
Well, we found these earrings and but we were wondering I mean they seem to be able to have a telepathic ability, and we were wondering if there was any way. I mean, there's only one pair. Is there any way that we could duplicate
Make
them
more?
somehow? Yeah.
Yeah. That's certainly possible. They don't look too complicated. I could probably do this, yeah. I mean, give me a couple days, and I can have these done.
All right. Yeah. I think. I mean, but yeah. There's no. I mean, I guess there's no rush as far as we can help it, but
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can definitely do this though.
all right. Thank you. Is there anything else you need help with in your measurements?
Right now, I don't think so. We're doing everything we can to be able to observe the grove itself, but we're kind of limited, I think, here.
Well, if the grove isn't shrinking, do you have any other theories as to what could be happening?
The only other thing that could cause an increase in pressure is if there was more air being added in, but I don't know where that would come from because it would have to come like either it would have to be magically created or there'd have to be a hole somewhere that leads to somewhere with a higher pressure than here.
Hmm.
So I really don't know. This is not something I've been able to observe before, so like I'm a little lost right now.
Hmm.
All right.
Alex and I still flying.
Yeah, I figure you guys make it back by now.
No, we have to wait in real time how long it would take for them to get all the way back.
They're doing laps measuring the circumference. Is the grove technically a circle? I feel like it looks like technically a circle.
I think I drew it as an oval, but it should be basically a circle.
Okay.
So you should only need to make one measurement. Okay,
Should. Keyword.
you guys come back from that, and you guys get your measurement, and then Martha will ask you guys to come back, probably either tonight or tomorrow, or probably just come back when you guys are ready to come pick up the earrings to do another measurement to see if there's a difference.
Okay. Well, I'm starting to get the impression, David, we're in a Fortnite map and it's slowly shrinking.
See, no, I'm just caught up in the fact that I was right. That this is gonna be this entire like arc is us doing. Oh, I need this thing done. We're like, okay, well, we'll ask this person, and this person goes, well, I would do this, but I really need this done, and we've just been bouncing. Next
So you're
up is
describing
gonna
his
be-
fetch quests.
No,
Yeah.
this is just
I promise I didn't intend to make a fetch quest chain.
this is just an ADHD nightmare.
Oh, indeed.
All right. Well, I guess right now we're at a point where we have to wait for the earrings and then to remeasure the grove. And once we have those, we might be able to help out Calatar. I don't know if there's any other avenues we'd want to check before then, like talking to Mumbara for advice or things like this.
It couldn't hurt to talk to Mumbara.
And Alex, you're pretty close with her, right?
I don't think speaking with Mumbara would be a good idea.
Okay.
She's very happy here. She's much like me. She's lost much in the outside world. I think it would be a very stressful and bad thing for us to bring up to her.
I suppose you're right. If you're right. I think it was mentioned before that some people are very much not wanting to leave, and so even the idea of the folks here leaving is quite alarming to them. So yes, I think maybe some wisdom here is good.
Yeah, and like I kind of want to, since we're getting into this section of the campaign, I want to make sure that all you guys are on the same page here when it comes to the ability, the opportunity and ability to leave is going to be a big thing coming up because like I've already started that process.
Sure.
I want to make sure that everyone understands that not everyone in the Grove wants to leave or wants anyone to be able to leave. And so
yes,
when it comes to who you talk to about this. Some people can be convinced, some people can't. I don't want to say can't. So everyone can be convinced because this is this is a BioWare game, and everyone with enough Paragon points can be convinced. But
Yeah.
I want to make you guys aware that as of right now, several NPCs do not want or would react badly to being asked about leaving the Grove.
Okay. So let's keep it between the four of us and Kalatan. We didn't mention anything to our artificer friends, did we? We kept that
Mm-mm.
subtle. So I think let's keep that going then. That's probably wise. In that case, oh sorry, go ahead.
Should we inform Valkyrie of the possibility, at least that we are working on it?
Maybe, yes. I don't see any harm in updating a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I did also want to check on. I don't know. Has anyone spoken to? Sorry, I'm blanking on her name. The Minotaur who we saved. Why am I
Maribel?
blanking on her name? Thank you very much. Yeah, Maribel. Has anyone checked on her since she's been back to it?
Yes, I've spent quite a bit of time with her while our house was being built.
Well, that is good. Okay. I just wanted to make sure she had someone to talk to her. Thank you for doing that.
Mhm.
I guess the only other thing I wanted to do was speak to Mr. Nickett, but just more on a catching up with him. But I didn't know if anyone else had any other ideas about. Did anyone else get the idea of anyone else wanting to leave the Grove outside of the people we've talked about it so far?
What is the scientist's last name again, David?
Becker.
Becker?
Yeah, Martha and Rick Becker.
Right. I think the Beckers would be open to leaving, and that something tells me that perhaps Mr. Nickett as well.
Yeah, it's like I got the vibe, at least from the yes, at least from the father, Mr. Nickett. He seemed like he was doing this for his family more than himself. But I wouldn't want to ask directly until it was more clear if we did have a way of leaving the Grove. All right, well, maybe we have a few days of laying low, maybe until we have some earrings and some more answers. But for now, we could certainly go and speak to Valkyrie.
Yeah, I think it'd be probably a good idea to update her.
Okay.
Come, let us go.
To Valkyrie's house.
Valkyrie has a
All
new
right.
mission for you.
Well, another thing is like I want to make clear that because this is a BioWare game, you can convince anybody. Most people who need convincing can't be convinced by a single conversation. But I think most people here have criteria that mean it must be filled. So there are quests available if you want anyone particular character to leave or be okay with people leaving.
Interesting. I guess on a greater level, and maybe this is just a question for the group, but does the Grove, I guess, need to be here? We don't know about its origins or who wanted it here. I guess, I mean, if people are happy in here, that's fine. But the idea of it keeping people in once you're in is quite concerning in some ways, and I wonder if it's even necessary.
I don't think it is a bad thing. Some of the people here have many, many enemies and have lost everything. This is their chance to rebuild without the worry of someone destroying it again. To destroy the Grove is to be that person again.
Okay.
then you
guess
would
I'm
be the one
concerned.
taking their home.
Want
I
to
understand
leave.
that.
It's nothing more than a prison.
This is the other side of that discussion. Perhaps I don't know if we found a way of allowing people that wanted to leave to leave. Perhaps there's some sort of large town meeting we could have just to discuss this openly with everyone. I don't know if openness is the solution here, but perhaps it would at least allow people to have those discussions and to share their opinions.
Mhm.
But we're talking quite far in the future right now.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose forcing people to stay isn't always the best solution to find peace.
Well, I guess we could
If
share
if
all of
there
what
was a
we've done.
way to make it so you could leave, but the entrance was still as selective as it is, like a one-way door.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, what we're talking about is very hypothetical. This is, something that we don't even know if we don't even know if we can leave for sure in the first place. But if this does lead towards that, maybe leaving a way out for those that venture here. But yeah, like you say, keeping the same safeguards so no war can come in here. I don't know. Let's go talk to Valkyrie.
Our DM in the corner, like, yes, discuss.
Oh, like
Figure my
this
will.
is kind of what this campaign is about. Is
Mhm.
you know, is this a prison? Is this a place for safety? What is the morality and cosmic value of the Grove? And is a place that you can come if you're worthy but can't leave a good?
Mm.
And that's kind of what I'm trying to explore here.
Well, it's especially because, as the same for all of us, we didn't know what we were getting into. We took the risk, and we were prepared, all of us, to take that risk. But I'm sure all of us still perhaps hoped in some part of ourselves that we were still able to leave again. So
Mhm.
maybe other folks have the same inside, even if they don't want to admit it. I understand some people wanting a safe place, but certain other residents here may feel that they made a mistake and have no way of going back on it.
Yeah. Which viewpoint we see directly from Valkyrie, who realizes they don't want to be here anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, speaking of, let's at least
Yeah,
find
so-
out if what she's been up to the last few days.
So, Valkyrie will meet you at her door, welcome you guys in, and say, "Have you got any progress?"
Well, we're trying to find the I mean, we spoke with Calatarn, and we didn't give him too many details, but we are trying to find. We're trying to match the power of authority to be able to find an opening somehow, and we think we're making progress. We found these earrings that supposedly can help us communicate telepathically with each other, and we think that might have some be some key to helping us match that power.
That's really good. I really appreciate you guys helping me. She goes over and goes over to a table and like pulls the table over to show you guys. She has stripped down the little record player that she put the disc on before, And you can see that like she's been tinkering with this this little like record player machine. And she says, "I think I'm getting close to being able to get some variety of signal out. And if I can, if I can do that, then we can, then with hopefully with Calatarn's help, then we can maybe piggyback on that and find a way to open a door or something to get us out."
I'll pull out like the sending stone and all the other communication stuff we have that the guy who gave us when we first came in,
Oh,
and be like, "Can these help?"
she looks at those actually super excitedly, like, "Wait, this is actually almost exactly what we need, I think." Because like, this record's not the record, or this disc player is not designed for transmission. These are. I know that they don't work normally, but I might be able to. The Tyran Intelligence Commission worked long and hard on these players, and I think that that might be able to get us what we need. Yes, this will be perfect. She'll take them from you and start fiddling with the record player a bit more.
All right, remove those from our inventory.
That's very good. It's a good thing we kept onto those, I suppose. I wonder what is going on the outside. Like the guard who sent us here in the first place.
Will there be any way you think to detect where the signal is coming from?
I don't know about that. I mean, like I said, like the Tyran Intelligence Commission worked long and hard on these things. I imagine that they would put some securities in place to prevent that kind of thing.
Oh, it's Tira, you said, David?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've said this before. That I think you guys probably would have figured it out from the emissaries that you met outside the Grove that Valkyrie is an AWOL Tyran soldier.
Yeah. Alex is actually gonna kind of just subtly walk outside, just not try to draw attention to it. She's just going to just leave the room.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah. So there shouldn't be I don't think there'd be an issue with someone detecting the signal.
Well, I guess where if there's a way to detect sort of what direction the signal is sending through. I don't know, to help us find the whatever rift might be there.
I don't know where the rift would open in the Grove, but on the outside, this would open up probably in a communications office in Tira, because that's where this disc was manufactured, and that's probably where we'd that's the only connection I have to the outside right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, would that mean that if any way out of the Grove, that would lead us straight to there instead of Ilium?
Yeah. I don't know. We wouldn't show up in Ilium. We would show up in Tira.
I see. Maybe
Now we might be able to modify that if we can find another anchor point, but this disc is the best anchor point that I know that's in the Grove.
The
Okay.
the sending stone is paired to some. I don't know where they are now, but it was some Templar when we were coming in.
The
That's
soldier he was called Marcus, I think.
that's possible.
Elliot with the deep memory.
Yeah, that's possible to use as a anchor point. I'd be concerned about the strength though, because this is a ordinary sending stone. I'd worry that it wouldn't be strong enough.
Yeah, I can see it now. It's like the sending stones could work, but it's not likely. We'd end up in, and then like dramatically looks at the camera, Tira, and then cut the black end of episode.
Music for this episode was Voice of Nature and Sad by Les FM and was distributed by Pixabay.com. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Grove. If you enjoyed this episode, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to find more episodes and other Grove-related content.